What it do, Big Blue? Welcome to the first episode of the State of Kentucky Report, hosted by me, the Big Blue Prophet, with my right-hand man, Kyle.
Yes,
Then you
sir.
might
Yes,
see
sir.
someone familiar with Rick, Ramon, coming in, lifting up the heavy lifting, I guess, on the side. So bear with me, I guess, because first time hosting, so we're going to roll with it. I guess we can start off with Kyle. I guess, how did you become Kentucky fan?
Listen, man, I've been a Kentucky fan. I'm 43. I've been a Kentucky fan for about, I don't know, 30, 36, 37 years now. My funny story, actually, of how I became a Kentucky fan, right? So mid 80s, probably like 86. My dad worked for a steel mill here in Pennsylvania, and the family trips that they would do every year through work would be to Hershey Park. Right. I'm sure a lot of people listening have probably heard of Hershey Park in Pennsylvania, Hershey, PA, birthplace of chocolate, some of the best chocolate around. Right. So they have a basketball game there, right? The little Papa Shot games and stuff like that. So one of the prizes you would win would be a mini basketball. I shit you not, the mini basketball I won was a Kentucky Wildcat basketball. And from that moment on, as a 6-year-old, I became a huge Kentucky fan. It was the old emblem too, with the Wildcat and the basketball and just everything, man. So I became entrenched in Kentucky basketball and Kentucky fandom. In 1990, the infamous Christian Laettner that I still hate Laettner, right? Yeah, broke my heart, and it spurred the hatred of Duke, and it fueled my love for Kentucky even more. And it's been, I haven't looked back, brother. Haven't looked back, and I look forward to March every year. I look forward to the whole season, even college football with Kentucky. It's just being a loner up here, man, in Pennsylvania. There's not many of us around. So when you and I got hooked up, we've been talking about this for almost a year now, that we wanted to have a State of Kentucky report. So I'm super stoked that we're able to do this and bring this to the community, man.
Yeah. And you can move down to Kentucky at any point. We will
Might
welcome
have
you
to.
with
Might
open
have to.
arms,
Love it.
just not in
Love it.
Loserville.
No, never Loserville.
Yeah.
Never Loserville.
No. I guess.
Oh, hey, host. I'm not hosting, but can I just go ahead and say the quick thing real quick that
Yeah.
Absolutely.
all views and opinions of Louisville do not represent or reflect one Rick Ramon?
Sure.
All right.
If that's the route you want to go, absolutely.
All right.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we could be very persuasive, though, and I think you would share that opinion after we tell you
Yeah.
a few stories.
All
It's
you have
almost-
to say is you're the color blue and you've already won me over. However, I've never been to either place, so I can't besmirch one over the other. But Cody, you live in Kentucky and you're the host of the show. Why don't you tell me about where you live?
It's beautiful. It is a beautiful place, except when you go about I-65, where I am in E-Town. So I-65, what is it? North, about 20 minutes, then you start smelling like a horrible smell. And then you just get this ungodly, just dirty feeling over you. And you go, I must be in Loserville. I have to be. It's exactly what it is. Then you look up at the sign that says exit, Okolona, Fern Valley. And it's just like, this is dirty. This is dirty. It looks like cheaters. I would
It just
if I
sounds
got
like
off
cheating.
the-
It sounds
yeah.
dirty.
if I
you
got
guys
off the
probably-
exit, I might even break a leg.
The wildest high school football teams probably ever.
Ooh. That's
I'm glad you
that's
got
a
that
rare
one.
occurrence. That's a rare occurrence.
The bad thing is that game happened, and I was with my mom, and she's as big a Kentucky fan as I am. And I said, she goes, well, who do we go for? We can't, she hates Duke because she was in the 80s. I hate Loserville because, I still hate Duke, but it's not as deep as a hatred as it is for Louisville. And I said, well, we got to go for injuries, Mom. That's the only thing I can go for. I can't, as a Kentucky fan, say, I want either one to win. So let's go for injuries. And then when Ware happened, I remember looking at my mom and said, I think I made that happen. And I don't feel bad about it at all.
Sure.
I get it.
All right, so how deep does this hatred run? Maybe I don't want to tread these waters. Maybe that's... Hold on. We're keeping this PG-13.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
I could keep it PG-13.
All right.
I think it
Listen,
started...
we have a wizard that could probably edit it out. It's no big deal.
And, I think it kind of started with Patino leaving us, and going to Loserville. I think that kind of started it. And it's always just to me, I grew up in Bullitt County, which is a country town. You look at Loserville, it's the big city, it's, whatever. I always looked at it as just dirty ghetto. I'm going to be honest, you know, and it was kind of like a riff. Like, you were just born into it. If you're a Kentucky fan, you hate Loserville. If you're a loser, you hate. There's no like the house divided. You'll see signs like that all the time here. House divided, and it'll have both teams. There's no such thing. You just don't like sports. You're just a part-time fan. That's what you are.
Can I ask you a question though? How much of this would change if you guys had some professional teams?
No,
No.
not for me. Not for me. Kentucky is my professional team.
Listen,
But if you had,
I live outside of I live in Philly area, and I'd rather root for Kentucky than our Sixers team right now anyway. So I don't think it would change much for me either, brother.
Fair.
Well, technically, you got a Kentucky player in the Sixers.
Yeah, and he's a hell of a player too, by the way.
Yeah,
Hell of a player.
just his lives lately ain't been the best. Not really showing his brains. I don't know if y'all seen those lately or not.
Yeah, I know. There's some shenanigans going on there, but he's still
Yeah.
young. I mean, he's what, 24, I think, 25 at the most. He's real young, Rick, while you're on being a Celtics fan, walk me through your thoughts of when Patino had his brief stint with the Celtics.
It was absolute nightmare for a variety of reasons. One, we were supposed to get the first pick, and then every draft we're supposed to get the first pick. We don't, and then the ones, anyways. So we didn't. We didn't get Tim Duncan. We got Billups. We got Mercer. We traded Billups halfway through the season. Guy goes on to become an NBA Finals MVP, so that was smart. Patino, I liked how he was, standoffish with the media, but also he sucked and made bad decisions, and then he left. Kind of look like an idiot when you do all that. If you'd won, you look like. So yeah, I don't know. I kind of have the same feeling you do, Cody. Like kind of a dink, but at least you got a championship out of it. So that's good.
Yeah.
But
Not just one though.
That's true. Once the well's dry, you will skip town and run away.
So do you remember like Antoine Walker coming to the Celtics? Do you remember that?
I do. Yes, Antoine Walker actually was the reason I did not like the Celtics for a bit.
Really?
To be quite honest, yes.
You weren't a Walker
elaborate.
fan, huh?
I don't know. Actually, I'll tell you why. Actually, no. It was because the shimmy made me laugh, but it was the fact that he just sat outside the paint, and he was supposed to be a small forward or a power forward, and he just was always outside the three. Now, in today's age, he would be just doing what everybody else is doing. But back then, and watching the Celtics lose some series and championships years later, not to his fault, but from not rebounding. So I said for years, dude, stop dancing and get under the hoop. Go. Like, shoot a three, crash. You can't just stand there. And so, yeah, I Kentucky players, I was kind of, again, Mercer was terrible. Walker was a good player, and I rooted for him when he was on the Heat, when he won that championship. But
what about Rondo?
I loved Rondo. Loved Rondo.
Love the way Rondo plays.
Yeah,
I think Rondo could still play today and still be serviceable. He could probably still put up a triple-double.
Right now, come back. I wish he did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
he could.
So I will say this about Walker. I think Walker was ahead of his time, and I don't blame him for not trying to rebound. When you got guys like Shaq under there that'll just body you, and that's who he had to go up against. I mean, you're not going to go up against guys like that. He was a bigger body, but he wasn't physical at all.
No.
He was not physical. He was more finesse for a bigger body.
Yeah.
But yeah, I loved Rondo, man. I always wanted the Sixers to kind of snag Rondo in some way because I thought he just played hard, man, and he was just he could drop 30 and not even blink twice, or he could drop 8 points and have 20 assists, and you didn't know what type of Rondo you were getting every night, but you knew he was going to play hard.
And like you said, I think he could still do it to this day if he came back to the league. No doubt about it.
Yep.
No doubt.
And the reason why I loved him so much is because he played during like a down time in Kentucky basketball. He kind of was like their lone recruit to kind of bring them back up. If I'm not mistaken, I think he was the Billy Gillispie years. If I'm not mistaken, I think he came after Tubby Smith, and he was the Billy Gillispie years, which horrible coach.
Hold on, is that his real name? Is his real name Tubby, or is that short for
Tubby Smith?
Oh,
no. Yeah, no, that's his real name.
I know they called him Tubby, but I'm saying, is his parents right on the birth certificate Tubby?
I am 99% sure his real name is Tubby.
I need Jeff here right now. That would be really helpful because I need to know that to be true. Come on, because what could that be short for?
Your guess is as good as mine. Oh, I'm sorry. So
Hubbard,
Orlando.
Tubberson, and
It was Orlando Tubby Smith, but he never went by Orlando ever.
Orlando's a cool name. I like Orlando.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tubby, I just wanted to know if that. Okay, all right, good clarification. I appreciate that. I needed to know.
Yep. Yep. Which, by the way, he got his title because of what Patino built, right? So Patino built that and then decided to leave. And then after, when, I don't know how Cody, well, I do know how Cody feels, but when Patino went back to Louisville, I hated him. And I honestly, even though he's with St. John's now, I still hate him. I'm not a big Patino fan. I love the way he coaches. I still wish that he was coaching Kentucky that way. I wonder how many more titles Kentucky would have if he wouldn't have left for the NBA. But I think the heat was getting to him, if I'm not mistaken. I think there was a little rumblings of some inappropriate type of recruiting and things like that obviously everybody was doing back then. It just so happened that Kentucky won a national championship, so the spotlight was on them.
Yeah.
I think Rondo might have been. I'm going to get killed for this, but I don't remember the last year Tubby was there. But it had to be close to 05, 06, something in that area. 05 was Tubby, and he had Rondo, Patrick Sparks. What is that? Is that let's see,
Tony
if I'm
Delk.
looking,
No, Tony Delk was he was with Mark
and
Pope back in '98.
Azubuike,
Yep.
the
Yeah. So
Untouchables.
Rondo was like during those down times, like in
Yep.
between, like after the national championship and stuff like that. So like he was like the reason you watched. You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
he was that guy. And
Listen, I'm a UNC guy. I grew up in Fayetteville after when we came to the States, and so that's always been my team. But one of my best friends growing up, one Boot Shaloop, is a Kentucky guy. And again, our two teams always traded championships, so I had a healthy respect for Kentucky. So say whatever you want about them, but I can tell you one thing. They'll win a championship once every 10 years, and they are a NBA product factory. They're going to pump out superstars.
Absolutely.
Period.
No matter the coach.
Yeah.
Correct.
No matter the
You
coach.
know,
Yep.
it's the name on the front that's going to get us.
It's funny you say that they win one every 10 years because we're in a little bit of a drought over that. So that means that we're due. Huh, Cody?
We're due. I think so.
And the team this year looking pretty good, man. They're looking pretty stacked.
Oh,
I
feel something. I feel something in my bones with it. I do. I swear. I told the old lady the other day, I was like, and I just feel something. I feel 2012 again. Obviously, it's not an Anthony Davis. You can never have another Anthony Davis. But the pieces that we have put together this year, from recruits, transfers, turners. I mean, it's just
what was he doing with the
special.
eyebrow? No. What was he doing with that stupid unibrow?
He just never cut it. Bow to the brow, brother. Bow to the brow.
And you guys are cool with that? You're like, yeah, that looks really cool, dude.
100%.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, the way he dominated in college basketball, he could have a unibrow that goes all the way around his head for all I care. It could be a headband.
He looked like he'd be in the Goonies sequel. Like, what are we doing?
I'm pretty sure I didn't shave my unibrow that year.
How come he doesn't do it now? It was so cool. Why aren't we doing it now?
He got $250 million. You could pay
and then somebody was like, "Hey, dum you're in LA now. Stop! Don't no."
He still had it when he first came into the NBA for New Orleans.
Yeah, he did.
He still had it.
Yeah, and then someone was like, "That's the end of that."
Yep.
There was you probably saw it going around Facebook the past couple of days. It was a graphic. I forgot at what point in the season, but it said blocks, and AD was at the top with, I think it was 111, and Michigan State, Kansas, and a couple other whole teams was below him with like 101, 87, 98. Like, just by himself had more blocks than any team in NCAA at that point. It was insane to watch him.
Pure domination.
My God.
So you know the whole story with him, right? So like he was a point guard. He was like 6'3" going into his senior year of high school, and he sprouted up 8 inches his senior year of high school. That's insanity. And he still had to handle like a point guard, but now he's this big 6'11" guy, so now he had to play inside with that type of handle. I mean, his skill set was just incredible. Incredible. It still is. I mean, when he's healthy, he's incredible to watch.
There's a story.
I know.
Porzingis.
Yeah. Or
There's
a story about AD.
Can I propose an idea? Because I'm only going to be here for one episode, and then I'm out. All right. So I wanted to give you guys this opportunity.
Okay.
To talk about the team that you love so much. But I propose before, the first episode ends, whenever that may be, I propose you guys start a movement, okay? I think that's how you get something going, right? So you're coming out of the gate hot, you're doing your first episode, you got Rick Ramone, we got green screens, a lot's happening, okay? Here's the movement maybe that you guys could start, and then if Kentucky wins a championship, you claim all responsibility for. You start growing the unibrows, since that's the last time you won a championship. So everybody starts throwing the unibrows back, and then if you guys win, there it is.
So
And
you're
if you lose,
you're saying like the playoff beards that hockey players do and stuff like that. We
yes,
just do the unibrows.
yes, except you look like
Okay.
a McPoyle twin or cousin of some variety for X amount of months, and hey, we'll see what happens,
Oof.
But
That might be rough.
I mean, I can do it. I can
it
do
will.
it. And look,
I mean, I'll roll with
Not
it.
for me. Yes.
yeah, in the professional world, nobody's going to criticize you for having a unibrow. They're
might
going to
get
feel like they're
fired.
going to offend you. In this day and age, if they
Exactly.
fired me for a unibrow, I'd probably be set for life. I could sue them, so I'll be good.
Oh, you'd have
I'll be
you'd have
good.
season
All right,
tickets.
hey,
You'd have
that's
season
a
tickets.
that's a
Wrongful
movement too.
termination, buddy.
It sounds
Wrongful
like you
termination.
guys are dissuaded. Okay, all right, I'm liking this. This is good.
I love it. Yeah, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it.
Yep. Here it is. It's
And listen,
it's unibrow
up here,
time.
man, I could be a hairy bastard, so that shit can grow pretty quick. It can grow pretty quick. Cody's beard will be like right in between my eyebrows there.
Hey, goodness, you guys are gonna
Do
look
we
like
start off at the
rookies.
camera every time?
Yes,
We just
you
start
gotta
off.
measure it each time.
So
That's great.
you guys know how I said I had a big announcement, right? So my announcement is I am expecting a little Wildcat soon. We just
That's
found out
awesome.
last week.
Hey,
That's awesome.
So
Congrats, brother. Nickname him Tubby. You gotta nickname him Tubby.
no,
Tubby. I tried to get her to name it. I was like, look, I got the perfect name. I swear people may frown upon it, but we'll give them the context of why. I said, let's.
that's gonna be content and manager. Nope. Man.
What about
Hold up.
what about
Time out.
what about instead you
No,
you
man.
name him
That's
Rump?
no, man.
Or Rupp. I tried that one too.
Yeah.
I said, we
Tomer,
can.
you
we can-
gotta edit that shit, or I'm gonna start cussing and cussing until you got no option.
I think you'd be better off with Rump instead of the first name. on
Yeah,
that
no,
one.
Okay. All right.
Oh
We'll
my
go with Rupp.
god.
Yeah. Yeah. And surprisingly, right now, unibrows aren't the worst thing I've ever heard.
No, not even close. Wow, you got.
Well, we got to push the
That woke me up.
boundaries.
Well, I love the enthusiasm. You got to see what you can get away with. So I don't mind it.
Well,
but at the
I
same
would
time,
say we've been throwing the word hate around a lot before we got to that part. So I was like, whoa. I'm Italian. I talk with my hands. I don't need to scream through.
yeah. And this podcast got canceled before it even aired.
Hey, that's what I
Way to
mean. We're
go.
trying to keep it PG-13. We want to stay on the air before we go off the air, right? So Topher, do with that what you will. But all right, 3, 2.
All right, we'll cut it. My bad.
Cody's having a baby.
Hey, congratulations!
Yay!
Congratulations, the baby
So
wildcat.
Sure,
what was
I
I
know.
saying before? No, I'm just kidding. So I guess
All
let's move
right.
on to the next subject.
Moving.
Kentucky football starts, right? So
Yes.
the schedule, I looked through it and I said, I would love an 8-win season. Would love it. Do I think it's going to happen after I looked at the schedule? Absolutely not. I'm sorry. I don't think, no. I don't think we got it at all.
So let me ask you this, right? So I know our rivals in basketball, but since you live down that way, right? So
Yeah.
what are the rivalries like in football compared to basketball? Are they still the same, or is it
No.
more like Georgia and Tennessee in football? What's it like for football?
Tennessee, Louisville, Florida, occasionally, depending, but the other ones, it's more of a, we know, you know what I mean? Like we know walking in, it's probably going to be a bloodbath unless it's just a superb year. And even then we're like, Stoops is going to mess it up somehow. We have a feeling, but it's Tennessee and Louisville, top two that are just like, that's the rivalry. Everything else kind of just depends on the year, kind of depends on the shit talking up until that point. How they had, I think it was, who was it? It was Florida or Tennessee put UK logos and pictures of Kentucky in the urinal like a week before the game or whatever. And that fueled it. But
Yeah, it's Bush League.
Yeah, like we
And that's
know.
coming from a Philadelphia fan up here. That's Bush League. We wouldn't even do that shit up here.
Yeah, that's
Is there any team that you guys play in either sport that it's like it's not about sports, like kind of like, maybe I skipped that one. Like I'm not trying to promote like, you know what I mean, negativity of that variety, but I'm saying is there with the rivalries, is there ones where you're like, oh dude, those are always a jam, and then those ones you're like, I'll stay away
I mean,
from.
Loserville is always that one. You know, like when Pope got hired, I'm pretty sure in the press conference he said, "I know I at least have to win one game, and that's Louisville.
Yeah.
In my first year,
Yep.
I have to win Louisville."
Yep. Yeah,
And
I would say it's Louisville, and I would even throw Florida and Tennessee in there for basketball
yep,
lately. Over the last decade, it's just been that type of rivalry, but it's definitely Louisville. And for me, being a Philadelphia like native, it reminds me of like the Phillies, Mets, Eagles, Dallas type thing, right? Where every year it's I don't care if I go one and whatever, as long as that one win is against that
yes,
rival, right? As long
yep.
as it's against them. So it's good to hear that it's the same way with football down there. I know that like being in Penn State, like Penn State has a whiteout game, and it's usually against like a Michigan State, Michigan, Ohio State, something like that. Is there something like that for Kentucky against one of these rivals?
Oh yeah, every year it's honestly, it just depends on the game, and sometimes it could be the Georgia or it could be the Auburn or Texas. It's the whiteout or the blue out, or
Okay.
if it's a night game, sometimes they'll have a blackout. Like forgot what it was last year. Maybe Florida when they came, possibly. I'm not
Yeah, I think
100%
it was.
sure.
I think it was. Yeah, I think
It
it
was
was.
like a whiteout, and they give out towels, all the whole 9 yards. You wear your white Kentucky shirt, and you
Can
try
I
to
ask
go to
something
town.
that I don't understand? Because when I look at you guys wearing your garb, right? I view you guys as at least in basketball, I look at you guys as a professional franchise more than some of the professional franchises. What is holding back, again, a state like you from having a team and being like OKC?
College, I think, honestly, I think it's just our colleges.
The money that University of Kentucky generates for the state is enough that they don't need a professional sports team.
But wouldn't it
Yep.
make more?
I don't think it
I
would.
don't know.
Especially now with the NIL deals, it's basically like a minor league team anyway. You know,
And you got to think, what if no Kentucky players get drafted to said team? Nobody here's going to go watch them. Yeah, it's not going to be, well, let's go watch the Kentucky Colonels again. No,
Interesting take. I was not expecting both. Like, nah, we don't want. Like, I feel like again, you're a fan base that's ripe for the picking. As far as if I was looking at throwing a dart at the wall and going, "Hey, you should put an NBA franchise somewhere," I'd be like, "Oh, right there, right
you
there.
gotta.
Look, they already got one." So then when you can
I
compete with them in that regard, oh my goodness! And then if someone does get drafted from Kentucky to that team, kaboom!
well here's what you got to understand though. Like the culture it's been University of Kentucky basketball for so long that you put a professional team there, it's now going to compete with the University of Kentucky
Yeah,
basketball.
money, money,
Which,
money, 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 money. Everybody wants money. All those people that are making money off the university are going to make money off the franchise.
but here's the thing:
I don't think
like
so.
that for so it's been like that for so many years, and they haven't put one there. So I think the NBA has scouted it and said it would flop
And
because we can't compete with University of Kentucky basketball.
and I
You
think
might be
it's
right.
so. While Patino was at Louisville, there was big talks of. I almost 100% remember it. Big talks of an NBA team coming in. It was NBA coming in, but Patino. I don't know how true it is, but I remember hearing it through the grapevine, whatever. Patino's like, "You're not using my court. You'll have to build your own. I'm the one that got this one built. You'll have to find your own. You're not messing up my court type stuff." So
It
honestly, I
sounds like
think,
a Patino thing to do, a scumbag
yeah,
move. It sounds
yeah.
like it.
I don't know how true it is, but it does seem like somebody with the coach of Loserville would do or say. So
Yeah, no, Rick, it is an interesting take with the revenue thing there, thinking that, it probably would generate revenue. I just don't know to Cody's point. I mean, you got Cody that's dressed in all blue. What happens if the Kentucky professional team isn't blue and white? What happens if they're like
You 100% make it blue and white. That's what I'm saying. You ride the momentum of that is already there. Dude, tell me again. If you copy their style, you set up shop. A kid goes from UK to the franchise and then succeeds, and he's like good, like Devin Booker, one of those guys. You're not telling me along the way Everybody's not getting fat paid. Oh, come on now,
True.
please.
You're right, and the saving grace with that would be the fact that they have 41 home games as opposed to 15 for University of Kentucky, right? So like I just look at it as like let's say the professional team plays the Knicks, right? But it's the same night that the University of Kentucky plays Tennessee. Nobody's going to that game against the Knicks. They're going to Kentucky versus Tennessee.
And again, say that again.
And
How
to
many
your
home
point,
games?
maybe that would change, right?
How many home games?
15, right? And there's 41 for the professional. So I agree with you. Yeah, absolutely. There is a chance there, and it's an interesting take. It really is. It's interesting. I think it would have to be the perfect scenario, and you would have to catch lightning in a bottle like that, where you get a Kentucky player, and it may force the hand of that team to, even if it's somebody that's like projected to be a late first round pick, but you have a top 10 pick, you sure as hell better draft that player.
Yeah,
so they're on your team. You know
absolutely.
what I mean?
I agree.
And the NBA's rigged, and they would do it. So that's what I'm saying. It's like, guys, come on, come on.
Yep. No, that's a good take.
No, good answers though. I was not expecting that. That's very interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but like with me, I don't think, honestly, with me, even if Kentucky player did go, I would root for him, but I've put so much time and memorabilia and, energy into Kentucky, I wouldn't be able to switch over. It would just be, it would have to be a new start of a new generation to start picking up. You know what I mean? Like my kids would have to start there and then they pass it on down. Because I feel like in Kentucky, it's passed down. You're just not, oh, I'm a Kentucky. It's passed down through family members. You know what I mean?
I'm just saying, as a Boston guy, you know what I mean? All the major franchises win championships, but all the colleges are trash. You know what I mean? Like they don't win nothing. And then you guys are good in college, but you got no professional. And it's like, man, the yin and the yang. Imagine if you just brought those two together and just, whoo, my Lanta. Are you kidding me?
So you lead me to an interesting topic right there. I mean, I think a professional football team would probably do really well in Kentucky.
Yeah,
right.
That I would,
because the college football team, let's be honest, is not always great, right? Not good. So yeah, trash. I don't think they're trash, but they're the next closest thing, right? Yeah, they might be the recycling can instead of the trash can, but it's pretty close.
I'll back it up. I don't know jack squat about Kentucky football, but I'll say this: as long as I've ever known anything about Kentucky, their basketball team has been good and wins championships. Their football team is like UNC. So there you go.
Yeah,
it's the same thing.
Yep, 100%. So I think a professional football team may actually do well in the state of Kentucky to generate that revenue. But either way, to your point, there isn't a professional sports team in the state that is relevant if there is a minor league team, right? So it would be interesting to see what could sell there.
I mean, if you look at, the minor leagues or professional teams, I guess Louisville Bats are professional, right? I guess, in a way. They're like
is that an animal or a team? I don't know what you just said.
Louisville Bats. So it's like what is it? What do they call it in baseball? The one under the pros. Like
AAA.
Yeah. So that's Cincinnati's Red AAA. It does really well here. You had Deion Sanders that played here back in the day. He went to Louisville Bats.
So you go from being a bat to a Red. That's
yeah.
What are the two? What's double A and single A? I gotta know now. Goodness.
It's and then you have like Lexington. They have the Lexington Legends. They do really well there.
You got some major cities, man. You guys are like Tennessee. You got major cities.
Well, we're not like Tennessee. They're kind of shitty. We're like.
Well, man, I got people all over the country, man. You're just hating on everybody out here. Come on now.
Because it ain't that. It ain't that, and it's ugly orange and white.
No, I'm saying I forgot. Kentucky is a lot like Tennessee, where there are major cities.
Yes,
you could list. You're like, oh, that one and that one and that one. So yes, if you triangulated Lexington and Kentucky and Louisville, and then you were like, we're going to put a professional football team right in the middle.
Yep.
My fan base is galore. Are you kidding me?
Yep.
You would even have Indianapolis right at the top. It would all be right there. It would probably do really well, actually. Really well.
Yeah, I think it would. I think it would for sure. Absolutely.
Well, if it ever starts or happens, we can all take credit because it started. There you go. Yep.
You heard it here first.
Unibrow movement, check. And
pro football team, check.
Check. Good. This is good. Good first episode. I like it.
All right, Cody. You want to give us a rundown on the college basketball preview? I know we had some exciting recruits, exciting transfer portals. It's looking like a
Yeah.
promising season. I know Jaden has he's coming back off of that ACL injury. It looks like right now there's no timetable for his return, but everything looks like he's progressing pretty good. So,
The other day, I don't know, I forgot maybe I just posted it, but Owe was in a boot because he went to the CP3 and the Jason Tatum camp in Las Vegas, tweaked his ankle, and then he came back or whatever. But him and Jaden was at a park in Lex. Obviously, that's where the picture got taken of Owe in the boot. But if you look behind him, Jaden is dunking in
yeah.
flops.
Yep.
So I feel like it has to be right there. If it's not the first couple games, it'll be right there. It has to be. And
I feel like they don't need to rush him back though.
no, he's gonna be
You
a
know what I mean?
monster.
Like I feel like their team they legitimately on paper right now they're 10 deep, like 10 solid guys deep. So they have two. It reminds me of that 2014 team that they had the blue and white. You know what I mean? Where
Yes.
it was like 5-on-5, and you had two starting fives basically for college basketball
Yep.
that could start. You had two starting fives that could start for any other team in the country. That's how good and how deep they were. So I think that it's looking promising, man. It's looking promising for sure.
I think Jasper Johnson is going to be out of this world. He'll show.
What
I
a
think.
name, by the way, right? What a
Yeah.
name. That just sounds like a Kentucky name, right?
Yes.
Jasper Johnson.
It's almost
That's
like
like,
EA Sports made it up.
yeah,
And
it's
it's
either
3 inning games.
he's either going to be a stud for Kentucky basketball or a jazz player, one or the
Yeah.
other. Like there's no in between. Like that's what it is.
I think, like you said, though, on paper, I think it's championship worthy. There's no other way to say it, honestly. And it might be biased because I'm a Kentucky fan. I get it. But if you look at the players, there's no way you will lose. I mean, obviously you can lose. Every dog has its day, but I don't, you look at Florida last year, it almost had the exact same setup.
Yep.
And we
Yep.
have a Florida player. We have their
Yep.
backup point guard. So, if Pope could pull it off and win a championship in his second year, give him another lifetime contract.
Why not, right? Why not? I mean, yeah. The difference between Pope and others, though, I don't see Pope skipping to go to the NBA or skipping to go to a rival. He's a Kentucky guy through and through, man, because he played there. He was a captain on the '98 championship team. Like he's that guy.
He
He
loves it.
feels it. He bleeds blue.
Yes, he loves it.
Loves it. His family loves it. It's awesome to see, and I just it's exciting, man. If you would have told me 3 years ago when we were winding down in the Calipari era that we would have been in this position right now, I thought we were going to go through what we went through after Tubby left, where it was like, man, we're NIT bound, like we're missing the tournament, like we're at this 18 and 16 on the bubble type thing. Nope. I feel like we're a perennial top 10 team for the next 5 to 10 years easily right now.
Yep.
I
felt like we was here with the last couple of years of Cal. And honestly, I think Pope has elevated it more in these past 2 years. Well, just the 1 year than Cal did in the last 3, maybe 4 or 5. I mean, Cal didn't do nothing. I feel like he just took his foot off the gas and was like, just give me my money. Y'all
That's
go play
exactly
some
what it
ball.
was.
Isn't it hard when every year you have to restart with all these good players that only come through for like a year or two?
I mean, it is. You got to think that it is, but that was Cal's specialty, right? So like Cal was doing that for a long time, where he was molding new teams with new players every single year, and he was getting them to buy in because he was like, "Hey, if you come here and play and you buy into my system, you'll be a first round pick, if not a lottery pick." And that was the MO. That was the exact same way. That was the blueprint for about 8 years. It was the exact same thing. For the first time in what was it, Cody? 16 years, I think it was. Kentucky didn't have a player drafted in the first round.
Yep.
That's a record that'll never be broken by one college, to have a player drafted in the first round for that many years straight.
So factory.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
I think honestly, it was the Kentucky brain that also helped as well. Yeah, Cal helped, but it's also the exposure from Kentucky because you look, he went to Arkansas. Who got drafted? No one.
Yep.
No one.
Yep.
No one got drafted from his team. I feel like that has a lot to say. And then Pope had
It's
what?
the Kentucky connection, man. It's the Kentucky
Boom, boom, boom,
connection.
boom. Come on. Just come on. We can
There
talk.
he is. There he is. He's back.
That was not on purpose. I swear.
That was
He said,
perfect.
here, let me give you a last movement. I'm gone.
Deuces.
No, I wanted to honestly say, are we still
Don't do it
going?
again.
Is it happening? Are we
Okay,
recording?
I can hear you. Yeah,
you're good.
yeah.
You're good.
Okay, I want to explain real quick for the final movement that Bacon Shake is like, if Clashing Conferences was a tree, then like an acorn fell and then Bacon Shake started growing. So we are all in the same forest. So with that said, with your enthusiasm for college basketball, I don't know if you guys know, especially you, Cody, but these guys all get together in Pennsylvania each year for March Madness. They like take off work and all that stuff. Now, I'm starting a new job. I don't know if I can pull it off, but I think if you were ever going to get a movement going, challenge the Clashing Conferences and get your butt up to Pennsylvania there, Cody, so you can meet these guys, because that, sir, would be A1. A1.
Or Kyle comes down to Kentucky and he gets to watch Kentucky games in March Madness in Kentucky.
I like that too.
There
I
ain't
like that
nothing
too.
better. There ain't nothing
And
better.
we do
Every
And we
bar,
do a live State of the Kentucky report.
I'd be down. Every bar, everywhere. It doesn't matter if it's Loserville, Kentucky. If it's a Kentucky team, it's on. I mean, that's all you do. That's the only thing you do that day.
All right.
That's the only thing we do anyway, right?
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
I love
Yeah.
it. Rick, great idea, buddy. Great idea.
I like it.
A lot of movements.
see what
I'm liking it. I'm liking it. All right,
So,
boys.
I guess-
Listen, this was a great first episode. Great first episode, getting our feet wet here with the State of Kentucky report. Rick, we enjoyed having you on, bro, and your expertise and your sports knowledge. It was a absolute pleasure. Cody,
Yes.
take us home, brother. Take us home.
I guess the only thing left to say is go Cats. Hell's down, baby. Hell's down.
Sucks to suck, Loserville.
Yeah, sucks to suck, Loserville. Your city smells like shit.
Love it.